G'day YouTube. Here is something that I've been thinking about. I've been gone from YouTube for a week. I've been busy, I've been sick, I've worked a lot. Today's Wednesday, I have a day off. And there's two topics that I want to talk about. For this video, it's one. It's lining up your ducks in a row. What does that mean? That means that you set yourself up for success, because I can give you a lot of examples in the past when I was younger, when I was in my teens, when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s, where if I didn't do that, where I thought of exactly what I wanted to do, and I just did it, often, not always, but often it didn't work out. I'll give you an example. College. At the age of 18, I went to a university in Los Angeles. I thought I knew what I was doing, and I didn't. I passed some classes, but I failed many classes, or I just stopped going. I never even withdrew out of a course. So college was something that I was not prepared for, and I wasn't mentored, and it's not an excuse, it's just I failed. When I was 21, I got kicked out of a university in Los Angeles, and then I went back to college, and I made some changes. I went back to college years later, about 5 years later, when I was 26, and I finished what I started, and I got my bachelor's degree when I was 29. Most people get them when they're 22, but that's not everyone's story. That's not my story. Looking back, I would have done a lot of things different when it came to school. I remember meeting with the counselor, and I thought I was maybe 2 classes away from an associate's degree, and she said, "No, you're 5 classes away." And I thought that was a big deal. I said, 5 classes? That seems like a long time. But what I've learned over the years as I've matured, and as I've learned from watching others, and as I've learned from even making mistakes, my personal mistakes, I think mistakes are good if we learn from them. If you're making the same mistake twice, that's one too many. At least for me, that's the way I think. So as I've matured, I've made adjustments, and it's a thing where I definitely pay attention, and I come up with a game plan. I look at the big picture. Lining up your ducks in a row can be maybe getting that next job, finishing school, finding that relationship that's going to fulfill you, whether it's a husband or a wife, a boyfriend or girlfriend, and then making the most out of it. Life happens, but success doesn't just happen. Success takes planning, and we have to make those adjustments, like I've said in many of my other videos. Success is, how do we know when we've succeeded at something? We get what we want, or we complete what we wanted to do, and it feels good. One of the things that I never forget is the taste or the feeling of failure. I have failed in my life in a few things. I don't always get what I want, but one thing that I do is I don't forget what that feels like, what failure tastes like, because I like the opposite. I like the feeling or the taste of success. And I'm not going to stand in front of you and say, "Hey, I figured it out, so whatever I say, do it." Nope, I'm a work in progress just like everyone else. And when I say line up your ducks in a row, that could be something small or something really big. It could be communication. It could be a relationship. I've been married 23 years, almost 24 years, and one of the successes that I've liked the most is communication with my wife and making adjustments and saying, what do I have to do next time that's going to be better, because what didn't work this time? Lining up your ducks in a row means having that vision, that big picture vision, being realistic. You've probably heard the word SMART, or the acronym SMART, for a goal. Whatever goal it is that you want, it has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time, in the sense that what is the amount of time that you want to complete that goal. I like goals, and I like living life even more than having a goal. I may come across as an individual that's very structured and disciplined, and the answer is I'm very structured and disciplined, at least at this point in my life. But I am like that because it works for me. I think I pay attention to detail. And the Air Force taught me paying attention to detail, because I want to do something, and there's only one way in doing it, and that is doing it right. Have I always done it right? No. I have conversations with my wife about things that we want to do on our property, whether it's a project. And often I can't do that because I'm not a hands-on guy. And my only requirement, I have one requirement, and I asked my wife, do you know what it is? And she replied, to do it right. And I said, absolutely. I don't mind paying someone to do something that I can't do or something that I don't want to do, but I have expectations of them doing it right, and that makes me very happy. Lining up your ducks in a row, like I said, that SMART acronym, it is a good thing because I've experienced when I don't get what I wanted or I don't get it my way, and that does happen, and that's part of life. And there are things that I have no control over, but there are things that I can do for myself or that I want to do for others and that I do have control. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to pay attention to that, and I'm going to take advantage of opportunities. My outlook is very positive, and I definitely take advantage of opportunities. And I have a line where I say, once I get to that line, I'm done. So, for example, opportunities. I like to travel. And right now, I applied for a temporary duty, and I thought I was going to go, and then they said, nope, you're on standby. So eventually I said, you know what, that's okay because I need to be home. We've traveled in the last month, and I've been busy in the last month, but I need to be here. I need to do things that I want to do. Today's a day off. It's Wednesday, and I was busier than I am at work. But that's a good thing because, not that I have to be busy all the time, it's just that I needed to complete a few things, and today is a good day because I was able to complete them. Personal things, things that are important that they've been on my radar, but I just haven't done it for a variety of reasons, whether it's busy, sick, or it's at the bottom of my priority list. Think about where you are in the sense that what is it that you want to do, that you want to accomplish. Maybe it's just calling a friend and saying, hey, we haven't talked to each other in 4 months, and it was on my thing to do. It's just lining up your ducks in a row. It could be a personal thing, it could be a professional thing, it could be a family thing, a team thing. It can be something small or something big. But my goal for myself, and I love to see when other people do this, is when they succeed at whatever it is that they want to do, whether it's get promoted, lose 5 pounds, move somewhere else, whatever it is that I want to do, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to have a plan, a game plan. And I'll leave you with this. When I do a briefing at work, I tell people who are leading the military of all branches and all ranks, whatever your plan A is, I hope it's a solid plan, but your plan B should be even better, just in case you have to implement that plan. Take care. Have a good day.